This video ends with the strange sight of an army of anti-capitalist Santa Clauses getting arrested and beaten by police in front of crying children. But to get to that point, we need some context. The early 1970s saw a global energy crisis, with an OPEC embargo driving up the price of oil, hitting workers around the world hard. Denmark was no exception. As Christmas 1974 drew near, a group of Copenhagen residents decided to make a statement about the crisis they saw unfolding in front of them. The theatre group Solvognen, which translates as the Sun Chariot, decided to stage what would become one of their most famous guerrilla theatre performances, highlighting the injustices of this tough moment for ordinary Danes. Their aim was to strike back against what they described as the bourgeois consumer terror of Christmas and unemployment in the wake of the oil crisis. Many members of the group were residents of the radical self-governing community of Freetown Christiania, an anarchistic economic experiment on a squatted military base established in 1971, just a few years earlier. Arguing that Christmas had become corrupted by capitalism, over the course of a week, the spirit of Santa as a benefactor of the poor was reclaimed in central Copenhagen. Around 100 Santas formed what was called the Santa Claus Army, marching into the city, handing out presents and hot drinks and engaging with the ordinary people. Things quickly took a strange turn, however, with the group symbolically trying to tear down the Labour Court with pitchforks. They entered a bank to ask for 50 million Danish crowns to distribute to people and, amidst a housing crisis, build new living spaces. A recently closed General Motors assembly plant was occupied, and a Christmas banquet held there amidst arguments for giving jobs back to workers. Most famously, in 2 city centre department stores at exactly 4 p.m, chaotic scenes occurred as the Santa Claus Army emerged from the shop bathrooms into the middle of the Christmas bustle and started handing out gifts from the shelves, saying "Merry Christmas, today no one has to pay." Generosity, after all, is what Christmas is about, the Santas stated. The authorities then became embroiled in the theatre, with security grabbing gifts out of the people's hands, grabbing at Santa's beard, and police carting men and women in red suits away. It's easy to see why kids were left distraught. Pictures of the police beating up Santa Claus in the street made national headlines, and debate raged in the Danish media for weeks afterwards, focusing on the harsh policing measures taken against what were ultimately non-violent actions, asking tricky questions around freedom of speech, expression, and protest. Solvognen's action channeled the spirit of the Situationist International in its critique of social alienation and commodity fetishism. As Guy Debord wrote in Society of the Spectacle, "Capital is no longer the invisible centre governing the production process. As it accumulates, it spreads to the ends of the earth in the form of tangible objects. The entire expanse of society is its portrait." The Santa Claus Army also foreshadowed later culture jamming, in disrupting mainstream consumer culture through playful art. The group highlighted the absurdity of life amidst capitalist contradictions. They disrupted business as usual, creating situations of sublime absurdity in which public debate and participation could take place. This blurred theatre and civil disobedience, with the late anarchist thinker David Graeber discussing the act in his book Direct Action and Ethnography. So, what do you think about guerrilla theatre and this kind of direct action art? Do you have any thoughts about its role in provoking conversations about post-capitalism? Let me know in the comments. And if you would like to see more videos like this on topics such as degrowth and post-capitalism, take a look around elsewhere on this channel.